Hello, I'm Steve Marcus again, the SAT man. I'm one of the official examiners of the SAT. Wherever you live in the world, after you finish taking the SAT, I might be the person who decides your grade, especially in terms of the writing and all the questions that are not multiple choice. All the math problems that are multiple choice are corrected by computers. Yeah, they're taking away my job, okay? And some of the reading is multiple choice as well, but the writing and the math that's fill in the gap, we do that. There aren't many of us around the world who do that. Additionally, we also submit questions for math that can be multiple choice or fill in the gap. And also we submit reading texts where we underline mistakes and we create them on purpose. And also some of the writing questions. Okay, very hot right now are questions about technology. Another question I submitted some months ago is that democracy is the best political system in the world, but it's not perfect. How would you improve it? And I want to see how elegant you are when you write. I don't care really what your answer is. I'm more interested in how elegantly you present your argument and then conclude, okay? Some people like to tell me what they're going to tell me. They tell me, and then they tell me what they have told me 3 times. That's okay. Now, speaking about the math, starting in 2019, January, we started giving you more questions that are multiple choice in math. And why the heck are we doing that? Because you can't use a calculator, but we give you plenty of scrap paper and a pencil. The reason is we want to see your ability to guess. Okay, sometimes we give you 5 answers that are quite well spread out, and it should be pretty easy to guess the correct answer in terms of maybe a circle is drawn inside of a square, and you only know the length of the square. Okay, at that point, the diagonal of that square would be the diameter of the circle, and we ask you, in percentage, what is the difference in area between the circle and the square, okay? And we give you choices. You should be able to guess that without too much trouble. But okay, you can work it out with your pencil and get the exact answer and discover it's right there, or you could have guessed it in 5 seconds. That is what we're looking for, to see if people have an ability to guess things correctly. In some cases, we give you many answers that are pretty close together. It might be more difficult to guess, okay? I recommend you memorize the first 5 Pythagorean theorems, like 3, 4, 5, and maybe 4 more. Also memorize the lengths of the sides of triangles that are 90, 60, 30 or 90, 45, 45. Okay? Things like that you should memorize because they're going to be on the test. I put them there. Okay? And overall, the questions seem to be pretty easy. Things like, something has a price and we lower it by 10%. Then this new price is raised later by 10%. What's the difference between the original price and the third price? Because it's not the same at the end. There's a difference, okay? There's many ways to do that. You could use algebra to do it. In other words, build a machine so that whatever the original price is, I put it in and I get the difference between the first and the third price. Or you could just pick a number like 100. It goes down to 90, then it goes up to 99. The difference is just $1 or 1%. Voila. Okay, that's another way to solve a problem. Just solve the immediate problem in front of your nose, and I have a big one, instead of building a machine with algebra that you could use to solve that problem with any price. Okay? So sometimes just guessing a number, because if we're talking about proportions, you don't really need to build an algebraic machine. Just put in any number and you'll get the right answer. It doesn't really matter. Okay? I'm Steve Marcus again. I'm the SAT man. In Spain and in Europe, there's only about 111 of us who create this exam. We also teach. We also prepare people for the exam, okay? I make money preparing people for the SAT exam, okay? I'm not going to tell you my price, but if you're interested, you could get me at Levi Hello on Skype. That's Levi, like the name of the guy who invented the jeans, Levi Hello, at Skype. You could also get me on WhatsApp using the country code 3462083789. You can get me in Facebook also. Just look for the guy with the big nose, bald guy. Okay, I'm always smiling. I'm always happy. I swim about an hour every day. If you'd like any other questions about the SAT, let me know, because we teach students who live all around the world. I personally have students in Israel, Japan, the United States, in Florida, Verona, Wisconsin, Tampa, Florida, Brooksville, Florida, students who live in Oregon. I have students who live in Spain, in Murcia, Madrid. Okay, I don't have to speak Hebrew or Spanish to do it. The classes are better by Skype nowadays than by going to an academy or having classes in a group, okay? They're really much better by Skype because we can explain things much better with Skype. Everything we do in Skype is recorded right there in video, and all the little messages are right there. You can revisit the class, okay? Look for a teacher who knows, I'm going to say it bluntly, who knows his or her shit. Because there's a lot of people out there masquerading as SAT teachers when in fact they have no experience with it, okay? I mean, ask them some simple questions, okay? If you want, ask them to solve a math problem very quickly. I'll give you an example right now, if you'd like one, okay? Here's one. It just says A to the 2/3 is equal to 9. And ask them to solve this problem as quickly as possible. I mean, not only should they be able to do it, but they should be able to explain it to you, to give you your moment of eureka so that you could solve it all the time, okay? Solving this problem, just put here the opposite, the reciprocal, which would be 3/2, and put it on the other side as well. I'll write it down for you so you understand what I'm talking about, okay? Okay, just like that. And at that point, these cancel out, and you just have here basically the cube root of, you have here the square root of 9, which is 3, and cube that, you get 27. So the answer is 27, okay? But you should, if you're looking for a teacher for the SAT, see if they can do stuff like that. Because if they're just one page ahead of you, you're just wasting your money. You know, they're ripping you off. Find someone who knows his or her shit pretty well, who has experience, okay? We guarantee in my company an SAT score of around 1,500 or better. We charge quite a bit of money, a pretty penny, okay? But we are worth it, I believe, you know? We are worth it. So if you want more information, get me on Skype at Levi Hello.